ELI5. How did the U.S. rise to a global superpower in only 250 years, but counties that have been around for 1,000s of years are still underdeveloped? The U.S. was a developing country for maybe only 100 to 150 years. After that, the U.S. became arguably the largest economic, military, academic, manufacturing powerhouse the world has ever seen. Yet, countries that have been around since ancient times are still struggling to even feed or house their population. How is that possible? Progress over time isn't guaranteed. A devastating war, plague, or simply bad leadership can set a country back decades, and these things can happen over and over again. The U.S. has incredible potential for building a superpower. The geography is nothing short of amazing. It has lots of natural harbors in both the Pacific and the Atlantic, enough arable land to feed itself many times over, vast resources of all kinds: oil, minerals, gas, you name it. It was too remote to be in any real danger of the other great powers of the time, and its only two real neighbors are weaker states that pose no threat. It had all the resources and living space it needed to grow into a superpower, and all it really needed was good leadership, good institutions, and enough time to grow, and that's what it did, with relatively few setbacks, while other countries have been perpetually ravaged by wars, famines, disease, and tyrants. The U.S. didn't really become a global superpower until after World War II. So basically it had all the natural resources and infrastructure completely intact to provide for everything. Being strategically far away from everyone else also helps. America didn't form from indigenous tribes in 1776 or 1620. It started as an extension of Britain, with all its scientific, technological, and bureaucratic knowledge and experience, as well as large investments. Favorable geography and climate, and an influx of people realized that favorable potential. Other former settler colonies, such as Australia, Canada, and New Zealand, are also highly developed. The U.S. is basically everything you could ask for geographically to make a superpower. Secure borders, see two sides: a friendly and far weaker neighbor to the north and a neighbor to the south they quickly establish dominance over. All other nearby countries are economically and militarily weak. Anytime a country can focus on its navy, it's in a good position to exert power abroad. Lots of fairly flat and fertile land to farm. The easily navigated Mississippi River providing cheap transport both throughout the land and to the sea. Loads of various natural resources making them dependent on no one. Add into that the initial advantages of being a European settlement technology and good trade opportunities, and you have a nation that got rich quick. Wealth and security power. Edit. Please stop with all the "but slavery" comments. Yes, slavery was exploited by the U.S. to help it grow. No, it was not a deciding factor in the country becoming a superpower. Most countries in the world have exploited slave labor at some time or another. Very few had some, let alone all the above advantages, and miles of coastline full of natural harbors, as another pointed out, to become the dominant global power. There is a reason the Middle East, which has a far longer history of African slavery, has no country with the power of the U.S.